Tonight on Connecticut's news station, arrests in the Elm City. The update from police on a fatal shooting at an auto repair shop.
Plus, a May Day rally at the Capitol. The calls from immigrant families for equal access to services in Connecticut.
Another cooler stretch of days and even unsettled weather. We're going to time out the several rounds of rain on the way and when this pattern breaks coming up.
And crackdown on ATV complaints.
We have a lot of cameras set up. We have units that can follow them covertly.
Police working on catching illegal drivers in the act.
There's the idea that we are invisible.
Plus, honoring AAPI Heritage Month. We're hearing stories from local women who say they've been portrayed as villains.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. A developing story out of New Haven where police have arrested and charged a Clinton man with the murder of an East Hartford man. The two knew each other well and were business partners.
The alleged killer is the one who made the call to police. Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc joining us now live outside of police headquarters with more. Julia?
Hi, good evening to you both. Yes, Charles Brown Jr. is the one who called 911 for his supposed friend and business partner. Now, police say he is a convicted felon and wasn't supposed to have a gun in the first place, which is what they say he used to kill Cologne. Now, this is a trend police say they're seeing a lot more often. Police have charged 47-year-old Charles Brown Jr. with murder and more in connection to the death of his business partner and friend, 39-year-old Juan Carlos Colon. Police say on April 27th, Brown Jr. was the one who called 911, saying someone was shot at his business on 270 Forbes Ave. Police responded and found Colon in critical condition. He was sent to the hospital and pronounced dead. Now, the arrest warrant revealing the two were business partners for 2 years, working together at an auto shop. The report says the business was failing, and Brown Jr. told police Colon owed him $40,000. He also told them they had gotten into several arguments about this, but nothing physical. That's until Thursday, when Brown Jr. told police they did get physical. So he went into the other room and grabbed his gun. He told investigators he thought Colon was armed, but never saw a gun on him. Brown Jr. told police after he fired the shots, he immediately felt, quote, regret, and called 911. Now, this marks the 10th homicide in New Haven, with police seeing a disturbing trend.
We are, like the rest of the nation, seeing people with, I would call probably minor disputes, ending up in gunplay where people are killed.
Just a message to people out there that if you don't have a gun, you're not going to use a gun.
Police have taken more guns off the streets this year than they have in years past, but the problem is still growing. Meanwhile, Colon's wife and family are still trying to process what happened. Fox 61 spoke with them exclusively.
He was supposedly a friend. At that moment, he didn't think about anybody but himself. He knew my kids. My son called him Theo.
Now, Brown Jr. is being held on a $2 million bond. He is set to appear in court next week. We're live in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Julia, thank you. Well, in Watertown, police have identified the man found dead this morning. Police identified that man as 35-year-old Gregory Reed Jr. of Waterbury. Police are investigating Reed's death further, but officials say they believe he may have been involved in a car crash last night along Franson and Plunges Road. Someone reported to police last night they saw a car swerve off that road, but when officers arrived on the scene, there was no one in the car. Police say there is no threat to the public. Well, a couple is facing charges after allegedly luring a person to a home before robbing them at knife point. This happening in East Lyme last month. Police say Maria Page and her boyfriend, TJ Trackus, were arrested over the weekend. They are accused of luring the victim into Page's home with the promise of sexual favors and then ended up robbing the victim at knife point. Trackus was released on bond. Page is due in court this morning.
This afternoon, immigrants, advocates, and lawmakers rallied outside the state capitol to mark May Day, also known as International Workers' Day. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst spoke with attendees and those legislators. She joins us live at the Capitol complex with more. Emma.
Hi, Ben. Those at today's rally pushing for the state legislature to pass a series of 4 bills they say would ensure health care for all, equitable education, workers' protections, as well as affordable housing. Now, this all comes as state lawmakers are staring down the final 5 weeks of the legislative session, with the clock quickly ticking and time running out for them to get these measures passed.
Why are we here today?
Monday, immigrants and advocates called on state lawmakers to pass legislation they say will support healthcare, education, working conditions, and housing for all.
Migrants are a fundamental part of the history of the United States, and we contribute significantly to the development of the country.
The 4 bills would expand Medicaid coverage for undocumented children up to the age of 18, improve English language learner education for students and parents, require employers to schedule workers 2 weeks in advance and compensate them if shifts are changed with little notice, and finally prohibit landlords from raising rent during the first year of tenancy.
The only way to get our legislators to listen is if we join our voices until they're so loud they can't hear anything else but us.
The rent cap proposal was already shot down this session, but the 3 other measures have advanced.
We have a month left, and we can do it if we do it together.
The proposal for English language learners will be voted on in the House, and the Fair Work Week bill is on the agenda for the Appropriations Committee. Money for the Husky Medicaid expansion has been included in the Appropriations Committee's budget, but it only raises the eligibility age to 15, which those at Monday's rally say is not enough.
A child is a child is a child. We must get to age 18.
With just 5 weeks left in the session, lawmakers at Monday's rally say they're confident these proposals can still get done in time.
This is not us doing something for you. This is us paying you back for all you've done for us.
And that Fair Work Week bill just advanced passing out of the Appropriations Committee about 2 hours ago. Now, as I said before, just 5 weeks left in this session to get a lot of those measures passed, and lawmakers do tell me they're confident that these will pass. For now, live at the Capitol, Emma Wolf-Forst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Emma, thank you very much. Well, tonight, police are still searching for the suspect who shot and injured one person in Manchester. The shooting happened yesterday at a home on Seaman Circle. Police say one witness told officers that 2 cars drove off from the scene after there were reports of shots being fired. Police say a person who arrived at Hartford Hospital with a gunshot wound is believed to be connected to the shooting. Anyone with information should give Manchester police a call.
In Meriden, police are looking for anyone who witnessed a fatal crash on 691 last night. Police say a car being driven by Javier Rosado Toro was hit right near exit 3, causing it to roll over. Police say he was ejected during the rollover and pronounced dead on scene. A passenger in Rosado Toro's car was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The driver of the other car was not injured.
And new tonight, another warning to be bear aware. Avon officials are investigating after a bear attempted to break into a home. Police say the bear tried to go through a screen door at a house on Deepwood Drive. They say he was unsuccessful and went back into the woods before officers arrived. Just last week, a 74-year-old woman in Avon was attacked by a female black bear while walking her dog on Berkshire Crossing. That bear was euthanized because of its aggression. This area just a 6-minute drive away from today's incident. The woman was only minorly injured. Deep does have some tips if you encounter a bear. They say get loud and get its attention and wave your arms while keeping a safe distance. Watch out for your pets. They say put bird feeders away and keep your trash cans closed. All right, turning to the weather right now. The sun coming out after a rainy weekend, but it looks like it kind of is coming in and out right now.
Yeah, a bit of a rain sandwich here. A little sun in the middle. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us. Hi, Rach.
Yeah, it was nice to have a little bit of a break from the gloominess today, but now the clouds are coming back in again, and I don't think we see much sun over the course of the next several days, with a cooler than average stretch of weather that will persist right through much of this week, and also occasional showers in the mix as well. So find your umbrella, keep it handy. We are are going to need it. You'll actually see the effects of that upper level disturbance that I was just showing you here and what it's doing on the radar. Normally, when you see a system like this, it'll pass through in a day or two, right? But there's a traffic backup in the atmosphere that's going to keep it stuck nearby. If we zoom in and take a closer look, there is a chance for a shower in spots out there through tonight. You'll see a couple sprinkles here on the radar, but really not too much. A shower here up in the northwest corner of the state. Right now, temperatures are in the mid to upper 50s, and it's blustery with gusts up to 15 to 30 miles per hour. The wind will come down tonight. We'll see overnight lows in the 40s, and heading through the day tomorrow, I think it's wetter. We'll see more numerous showers out there to start off the day. There is even a chance for a period of light rain around midday or so. And as we head through the afternoon, we might try to dry things out as we head towards sunset with just a lingering light shower in spots, highs in the 50s. We'll do it again on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday before we end up seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. We'll explain your full forecast coming up.
Okay, Rachel, thank you. A new memorial unveiled in South Windsor in honor of those lives lost to coronavirus. The memorial is off of Sullivan Avenue. It marks the 6 feet of distance we had to stand apart during the pandemic. The idea came from the town councilor. Local businesses like Home Depot donated some $8,000 in materials and man-hours to get this finished for today.
Connecticut Democrats and Republicans are facing off today for a good cause. State lawmakers playing a charity kickball game at Dunkin' Park to raise money for food share and organizations in honor of 2 late lawmakers, State Representative Quentin Q. Williams and former Representative Noreen Cucuruta. Proceeds from the game went to the Q Fund and the Sarah Foundation in honor of the lawmakers.
It's a great event. It brings all the legislators together for a great cause, and it sends a message to the state of Connecticut that we're in this together, especially for food insecurity. We don't want anyone going without food, so it's a great event all around.
I remind people, we're not Washington, D.C. I repeat that all the time. The culture in our chamber is so different than people might anticipate. We don't agree on everything, but this is not abnormal for us to do this. It's not abnormal for us to be friends and communicate with one another.
And it looks like they got some sunshine, too. It's the second year the game has brought lawmakers from both sides of the aisle together. Last year, the Republicans took home the trophy. We'll update you on this year's winner on the Fox 61 News at 10 and 11. Still to